GamingBolt presents 15 weirdest games of 2017 you never played. You'll hear a lot about the best games of 2017, from the wonderfully weird to the brutally entrancing. However, 2017 has also been filled with games that stood out for their quirkiness but didn't quite catch on among large numbers of players. Still, in terms of hidden gems with memorable stories and offbeat premises, you could do a lot worse than the 15 games gathered here. Paradigm. The number of adventure games that hinges on having outlandish premises is too high, and it feels like Paradigm is in the same vein. The story revolves around a mutant named Paradigm, cast out by his creators, only to develop a love for electronic music. It isn't long before a candy-spewing sloth comes calling, and Paradigm must save the world. For all of its quirks and retro-futuristic tendencies, it's actually an extremely solid adventure packed with hilarious writing. Echo. Echo's premise is as haunting as it is mysterious. The protagonist awakes in a pristine yet barren mansion. Slowly, copies of her begin to form, mimicking her moves, and it quickly becomes obvious that they're out to get her. Brief periods where the clones don't record your abilities come and go, but can you survive long enough to solve the mystery? Or will you become overrun by your copies? Echo is an obtuse yet immediately entrancing experience. West of Loathing. Okay, so West of Loathing doesn't have the best graphics. In fact, its stick figure art style is scraping the bottom of the barrel pretty hard. There's, of course, more to it than that, thanks to a compelling combat system and excellent comedic writing. The game itself exists as a satire of the role-playing genre without making a mockery of it. It's intriguing, fun, and actually fairly lengthy for its price. Observer. You think you know how Observer starts, but you don't know how it ends. We're still trying to figure it out, honestly. As Dan Lazarski, you're the very definition of the thought police, hacking deep into a person's mind with technology. Upon receiving a call from his son, Lazarski arrives at an apartment complex where strange things are afoot. As the lockdown commences, strange beasts roam about and you venture into horrifying digital landscapes to discover the truth. Lazarski starts to question his own perception of reality in the process. Given developer Bloober Team's reputation with layers of fear, Observer comes highly recommended. Thimbleweed Park. What do a clown, a ghost, a game developer, two agents, and a dead body have in common? If you answered with a fever dream, you'd be half right. They form the crux of side-scrolling adventure mystery Thimbleweed Park, where these elements intertwine in their own bizarre ways. From the minds of Gary Winnick and Ron Gilbert, known for Maniac Mansion and Monkey Island, Thimbleweed Park is hilariously surreal. Pyre. There haven't been many games that have tried to combine Oregon Trail decision-making and survival tactics with companion bonding and Rocket League-like sports battles, but there haven't been many developers like Supergiant Games, which paints this universe wrapped up in rituals, customs, and cultures all together in one giant melting point of intrigue. Whether it's the gorgeous ethereal art style or compelling backstories, Pyre is a trip like no other. Detention. Detention may come across as your typical horror game with jump scares, monstrous spirits with gross hair, and oh so much blood. But in its side-scrolling adventuring mechanics, Detention showcases the results of oppression, living under a regime where facts can be fabricated and where ultimately the real horror is where you least expect it. Polybius. No, this isn't the same arcade game that was lost to time. Or it might be, it's hard to really say in this day and age. But Polybius is its own brand of weird, combining a retro aesthetic with neon visuals and grid-like structures. There's a very intriguing brand of racing to go with the shooting, but Polybius is more than just the sum of its trippy parts. It's a journey not unlike Rez, with an almost calming sense of danger. Hand of Fate 2. Alright, so bear with us here. Imagine if you were able to select a deck of cards containing weapons, allies, and areas. Now speak to a dungeon master of sorts who crafts a campaign and transports you, the player, to these various scenarios. Many of them are combat-based with an Arkham City-style bent. The adventure is real, or is it? Either way, Hand of Fate 2 is a bigger, better, and even more compelling fantasy adventure than its predecessor. The Sexy Brutale. The Sexy Brutale is a murder mystery of sorts where you must find out why all of the guests in this casino masquerade are dying. However, at some point, time rewinds and you must replay the entire night again. How do you find out what's going on? Why is watching the murder of these guests a requirement? What kind of name is the sexy BRUTALE? Whichever way you slice it, this is an underrated gem that must be played. High Hell. Roguelite shooters aren't a new concept of games. Look at Strafe and Immortal Redneck. However, High Hell is swathed in a neon atmosphere where monkeys are battled, doors are broken down, and murder is committed. Shotguns and cartel dealings are the cherry on the top, but this combination of heavy bullets and Enter the Gungeon, from the same people who worked on those nonetheless, is fun. Slime Rancher. Probably the least bizarre game on this list. Slime Rancher is more cutesy than diabolical as you open a farm thousands of light years away from your home. Her cattle? Slimes. You grow crops, expand your farm, maintain your slimes, and overall explore the mysterious planet you're on, attempting to uncover its secrets. With a bright and cheery aesthetic, Slime Rancher is like Stardew Valley at the edge of the universe. Tooth and Tail. A civil war between factions of demented critters to decide who gets to be beaten. Sounds grim, but Tooth and Nail isn't concerned with pulling punches. This simplified real-time strategy title combines boars with flamethrowers, one-armed mice, and all manner of dastardly creatures with procedurally generated maps, customization, and cartoonish bloodshed. Everything. Everything is a game about, well, everything. That's literally the hook. You control thousands of different beings, from animals and grass to trees and the wind, moving across time and space. Narration by Alan Watts reinforces the philosophical aspects of everything as you explore the very nature of creation around you. Night in the Woods. I've run out of ways to talk about Night in the Woods. Its weirdness is natural, mixing talking cats with smoking alligators and sociopathic foxes. The themes encompass coming home, but moving past your comfort zone. And that's not factoring in the severed arms, strange occurrences, rock band jams, and surreal nightmares. Night in the Woods is almost an attempt at understanding life without letting it overtake you completely. And that'll be about it for this one. If you guys like what we're doing at GamingBolt, please consider subscribing to our channel, and I'll see you guys on the next video.